This week we talk about how you can be the best editor ever.
In the whole world.
Maybe even beyond. Hi, I'm Braden.
I'm Craig. Welcome to Crossing the Vector Line.
Where because of our interesting and potentially hilarious commentary, you may learn to love video as much as him and me.
Together.
As one. We've been getting some questions recently about, hey, what can I do to be a better editor?
Because I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but your editing skills, they could potentially be kicked up a notch.
We need to do some of this with the editing.
All
So
the
we put
way
together
to the-
a cool little list of what you could do. Number 1.
Organization. I'm a huge fan of being organized and detail-oriented. My family accuses me of cleaning so much that it's as sterile as a hospital room. I'll take that as a compliment. When I edit together video, it's the same thing. Use bins, folders within your project to keep your footage in one place, your audio in another place, your sequences in another place. Use some of those color tabs. You can actually color coordinate the items even within your bins to keep things even more organized. And rename those files. It's an easy, quick way of keeping track of your clips even within their bins. That's gonna save you a lot of time in post instead of dumping everything in one big pile and just hoping that it all comes together into something.
There's always been the saying, editors make the best directors. Well, this is said because they know what to look for when they're on a production. They say, I need to get this shot, and this shot. There's nothing worse than like looking for a shot and be like, well, where is this? Where's the actor turning to acknowledge the action and it's not there? If you are a director, work with your editor on that to say like, hey, this is what I'm thinking here are the storyboards, right? Because you're doing that. Have them take a look at it, make sure if there's something else that they can point out, be like, oh, well, we need this little reaction here, or we need this kind of transitional movement here to tie into the next scene.
Yeah, and it's so easy as an editor to just want to kind of bunker down and stay inside and edit together. And don't forget to get out there yourself and shoot. Even if you don't consider yourself the greatest shooter in the world, getting out there and having the experience as an editor, getting more experience as a shooter, working those two things together makes the post-production phase so much more smoother.
Get out. Get your hands on the other side there and get dirty and take it back and then make it clean and happy.
Yes, so good.
Yes.
It's always good to get someone else's take on your work. We do that here with our company, showing each other the projects that we're working on to get a fresh look, maybe even see it from a way that we never even thought of.
A great example of that is recently Mad Max. Such a great movie. George Miller, the director, he had his wife edit the movie, which is very unorthodox because his wife typically edits TV shows, mainly dramas and romances. And he said, I want you to edit this, because she was like, why would you have me do this?
Because that's pretty much what Mad Max is, right?
It's one
like
extended
a television
action
romance.
sequence.
Oh.
There's nothing to do. I mean, there's a little bit of that little drama in there, but he had her edit it because he said, if I just have like a regular guy editor do this, he's gonna make it look like any other action movie. And she took her own unique take on it, and they worked very closely together through the whole process there. And it is just a one-of-a-kind movie that you've never seen before.
Teamwork, man. Teamwork is dream work. Obviously, there's so much more that we could talk about.
Absolutely.
You know, color correcting, which we'll spend a whole other episode talking about, can really help just enhance your editing, take it to that next level. But sound design is important. You know, pacing, choosing how you edit and when you cut. But hopefully these few tips will help your post-production skills just level up. Get
out there and do that post.
Do it.
I don't know what this action
What
is,
is
but I'm doing it.
Post.
Post.
And you should too.
This episode of Crossing the Vector Line is brought to you by Whipster, our favorite tool for video review and approval. Sign up today for your free trial at whipster.io.
So I'm no videologist, but when it comes to Canon versus Nikon, I think it's a fairly easy
it's
decision.
obvious, yeah.
Obviously, it's
Nikon.
Canon. Seriously?
We're JK. They are so similar nowadays, and feel free to correct us, okay? Bring on the discussion.
Bring
but
that
they're
hate
so
mail down in
similar,
the comments.
you have to stick with one or the other because the lenses aren't interchangeable or anything, but they've done such a great job of keeping up and providing the consumers with the video and photography needs out there.
Yeah, there are a lot
really
of choices,
similar.
Exceptional quality. Both of them have their own pros and cons. There are things that are, you know, I prefer with Canon and things that I prefer with Nikon, honestly. You kind of need to choose one early on and invest in them. It's a little expensive to make that switch. But I know a lot of filmmakers who have switched from Canon to Nikon and loved it.
Absolutely.
And switched from Nikon over to Canon and thought it was the best decision ever.
Exactly.
Go with what you're familiar with, what you feel comfortable with.
But I'm no videologist.
I'm no videologist. So that's this week's Crossing the Vector Line. We want to hear from you guys, the editors out there. You can tell us what are some handy tips and tricks that you use so that even we could bring our editing game maybe from a B game to an A game.
Some of this. Let's make it happen.
All the time.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
This is not the video you're looking for. Wait, no, this is the video they're looking for.
I can't.
But in all seriousness, it's Canon, hands down.
I'm sorry, you mispronounced it. I believe it's called Nikon.
Yes, because it's spelled
C
C-A-N-O-N.